We were in a meeting one afternoon, and in this meeting is a mix of generation around the table. One colleague of mine wanted to print the documents so we can review them together. I prefer to have a detailed PowerPoint summary. And then we have the youngest in the group. He said, can't we just collaborate live on a shared file so that we can see the changes real time? As you can see there, that's different ideas, different styles. But one thing everybody had in common that day is that each of us believed that our way was the best way. And as the discussion went on, the energy in the room started to shift. It's not because anyone was being difficult, but because everyone was holding on to what worked best for them. And oftentimes, that is what resistance looked like. So it's not always about saying no to change, right? Sometimes it's about protecting what's familiar, what feels efficient for you, and what has worked in the past. And the thing about that, I think, honestly, I could really relate to both sides because me being part of Millennials, I'm in between. I have experienced life before the internet, when communication meant handwritten notes or waiting for a call in the landline. But at the same time, I also grew up in the digital age wherein collaboration happens instantly and ideas move as fast as your Wi-Fi connection. So the thing is, I really understand the comfort of old and the excitement of new. That meeting made me pause and think, maybe the issue isn't really about generation. Maybe it's a time that we grew up in, the tools that we learned to use, and the values that we built along the way. But the real question is, how do we, as leaders, bridge those worlds without losing connection? Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Paano Kaya, the UAS podcast, where we explore real workplace questions at everyday reflection to help us grow together. So my name is Elle. Ako ang paminsan-minsan na host sa podcast na ito. So today we're gonna be talking about something that every leader, teammate, and even new hire has probably asked at some point. So madalas ko siyang naririnig whenever I have meetings with senior management, also with some of the team members who are younger than me, right? Because I've worked with people who are from different generation, leaders from different generation. But the common question that I usually get, paano kaya mag-lead across different generations? So we often hear people say things or words like, Gen Zs are always online, or millennial are too idealistic, or boomers, they don't want change, they resist change, right? So having said that, what is the real challenge? It's really the stigma, not the difference. We sometimes say things like, Gen Z don't want to stay long, lagi silang naglilipat ng trabaho, ang hirap nila katrabaho, ang dami nilang gusto. Or you also sometimes hear, millennials are too idealistic, right? Or boomers, they don't adapt. Gusto nila yung ways nila, ayaw nila magbago, ang hirap nilang pakiusapan. But what if it's not really, a generational problem like we always talk about? Na Gen Zs are like this, millennials are like that, boomers are like this. What if it's just a life phase difference? So today we're going to unpack that together. So when we talk about leading across generation, what do we really mean? So right now, the workforce is a blend of, we have baby boomers. So these are the people who were born in 1946 to 1964. So probably yung mga tao na nasa generation na to, they are the one who's nearing retirement. So they value stability. And we also have people from Gen X. So when we talk about Gen X, ito yung mga years that you are born 1965 to 1980. Usually, these are the people who are practical, they have a lot of experience, they balance leadership and life responsibilities as well. And you also have millennials. So the millennials are the ones who are born from 1981 to 1996. Most of the millennials, like myself, is already at around the age of 29 to 40s. And these types of people are usually purpose driven. They are tech savvy because oftentimes they are already in their family building years, like myself. And we also have the younger generation, which are the Gen Zs. So these are the workforce that were born 1997 onwards. So usually they have the creative mind, they're very expressive, and they're still trying to discover what career fit really means for them. Add to that difference is really the time and availability. So if you would notice, boomers and Gen X, they might prefer longer meetings, they might prefer face-to-face, mas maaga pumapasok, early hours, doing a lot of overtimes. On the side of millennials, they often juggle family or hybrid setups. So their time is often tight. And with the Gen Zs, they thrive on flexibility. They communicate fast and they're very digital. So when people clash over work ethics, it's not about their attitude. It's about the timing, energy, and the communication rhythm. When we fail to see that, the misunderstanding becomes easy and collaboration becomes harder than it should be. So I guess having that in the table, being able to understand different generation and the current stigma that we are seeing, how do we lead effectively when our team comes from different generation and different times? So here are 3 ways that leaders can bridge those worlds, not by forcing everyone to be the same, but by helping each other bring their best. So tip number 1, see people beyond labels. Instead of focusing on what generation they are in, focus on their strengths and their stories. Instead of saying, Gen Zs are like this or boomers are like that, maybe try to step back and ask, ano ba yung strengths ng tao na to? What experiences shape them? Because if you try to look at it, each people has a story, a timeline of what they've seen, things that they value, and what they've learned to do well. So when we listen to those stories, we lead with empathy. And when we focus on strengths, this is where we create opportunities where everyone can thrive, regardless of their age or background. Because real leadership isn't about adjusting to generation, it's about connecting with people. Second, encourage reverse mentoring and shared learning. I think, in my experience, one of the most powerful ways to bridge generation is to really let learning flow both ways. Younger employees can also mentor senior ones on the tools, the trends, or even the digital insights. And the people who are more seasoned professional can also mentor younger ones in terms of leadership, resilience, and the company culture. So when learning becomes a two-way street, you build mutual respect. And that breaks down the mindset of us versus them. It's not the old teaching the young or the young teaching the old, right? So it's about everyone is learning together. And third, create spaces for connection, not comparison. In times of asking, sino bang tama, right? Ano ba yung pinakamagandang way na gawin natin to? Let's try to create spaces where people can actually talk about how they work best. So that means cross-functional project, casual culture sessions, or sometimes very effective as well, a simple check-in wherein people can share what helps them to do their work. So the thing about that is when teams connect at the human level, collaboration stops feeling like compromise and it actually starts feeling like community. Because at the end of the day, people don't just want to be managed, they want to be understood. If you ever find yourself wondering, paano kaya mag-lead across different generation, It's not really about managing differences. It's about understanding life stages. And it's not about age gap. It's about empathy gaps. When we remove the labels, we start to see the person, the explorer, the balancer, the mentor. So each of them bringing something valuable to the table. Leadership at its heart, it's not about making everyone the same. This is what I've learned from my mentor, Miss Mao. She always said that leadership is about helping each one feel seen, supported, and part of something bigger. The next time you lead a team meeting, what I want you to do is remember this. We may come from different times, but we share one goal: to do meaningful work together. So that's it. This has been Elle from L&D. And again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Paano Kaya. Until next time, keep learning, keep connecting, and keep growing with us. Bye!